I'm Dylan Black. You know what? Iceland has just marked the centennial of Denmark granting its sovereignty. Let's say hello right now to the Ambassador of Iceland to Canada. We say hi to Pétur Ásgeirsson. Nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Now you've been the ambassador not for too long at this point.
No, 13 months we've been here in Ottawa.
Yeah. So what is your role as the ambassador?
Well, you might say that we have four main things that we do at an embassy. Firstly, we cultivate our relationship with Canadian authorities, with the Canadian government. Secondly, we take care of what we call consular matters. Icelanders who need any services from the Icelandic state will be our responsibility. Thirdly, we promote trade between the two countries. And fourthly, we try to promote Icelandic culture and increase the knowledge about Iceland and sort of friendship between the two countries.
Sounds like a big job.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So a quick, not a complete history lesson, but tell us a bit about Iceland.
Well, Iceland was settled in the 9th century by some Norwegians who did not like the idea of Harald the Fair-haired taking over all of Norway. So they left Iceland. About 40 chieftains left Iceland, stopped in Ireland and Greenland on the way, and we have some blood from Celtic people. We were an independent country where we were a republic until mid-12th century, when we made an agreement with the King of Norway. That lasted until the Kalmar Union, when Denmark, Sweden and Norway were united under Denmark, and from then on we were part of the Danish kingdom for 500 years.
Okay, now this year you're marking, as I mentioned, 100 years of independence. So obviously this has been a big year.
Yes. In 1918 we signed an agreement with Denmark that meant that Iceland became a sovereign independent state, a kingdom under Christian X, the King of Denmark. But that didn't last long because during the war, when the king was still residing in London, Iceland decided to start a republic, to set up a republic, and we sent him a telegram to the king advising him on this, and he sent us a telegram back congratulating us. And so we had a very amicable split with Denmark, and we've been friends ever since.
That's good. It's good to stay friends.
Yes, indeed. And the Nordic countries, they work very closely together and are like a family of countries. We work very well together, both here and around the world.
So what is it about Iceland, though, that tourists are flocking to it? Because there really has been a boom, 2.2 million visitors this year?
Yes, it is quite incredible how fast the tourism industry has been built up in Iceland. In 2010, we had a little explosion, a little eruption that caused most of the aviation of the world to stop. And we thought, okay, must be the end of Icelandic tourism. But on the contrary, this was such a great advertisement for Iceland that it was, in a way, a start of the tourism boom. And last year we had 2.2 million tourists. That's quite a lot for a nation of 340,000 people. So that's been going very well, and Icelanders enjoy having so many visitors.
That's good.
Yes.
I also understand that outside of Iceland, with about a minute left here, Manitoba seems to be the place where a lot of people of Icelandic descent live. Why is that?
Well, actually we should start 1,000 years earlier, because Leifur the Lucky, he brought a group of his Icelanders around the year 1000. And the first European to be born in Canada was an Icelander. That's how it started. But 1,000 years later, 20% of the Icelandic population moved to Canada, mostly to Manitoba, Saskatchewan. And it is thought that today there are about 200,000 descendants of Icelanders living in Canada.
Wow. That's something. Okay.
Yes.
More details and everything. I even understand that Bugs Bunny was created by somebody from Iceland, so that's amazing.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Ambassador. More details, of course, go to iceland.is. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
There you go. I'm Dylan Black. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.